Is there a more evil, on its face, impossible to justify policy than backing both sides of a war? Just justifying a war or backing a war of aggression, I guess, is as evil. But is there anything more indefensible than backing both sides of a war? It's just so appalling. Like, so you're just like, you just want more people to die. It's just unbelievable. But yes, but they're the great evil.
Yeah, and that is the right answer. I mean, the way they would put it is, well, weaken the Ayatollah and Saddam. But yes, by killing their men, right? America was backing Iraq and Israel was backing Iran. Well, with American support and acquiescence and sometimes even orders. Okay, we want you to increase support for Iran now because Iraq is getting a little too far ahead. And then we balance back the other way. I mean, that's some real ugly stuff to do. Then the other major one, and I bet we probably talked about this on your show before, but it really bears repeating because hardly anyone ever contradicts this because the knowledge is just not widespread enough. You'll hear a lot of times, especially on Fox News, they will say Iran killed 600 Americans in the Iraq War, meaning Iraq War II, 2003 through 8 or 9 or 11, however you count that there. So that's not true. First of all, the number is 500. Out of 4,500 Americans who died, 500 died fighting the Iraqi Shiites. And yes, the Muqtada al-Sadr's army, which was called the Mahdi army, was mildly supported by Iran, but not compared to the other major factions that we were also fighting for. Sadr was part of the United Iraqi Alliance. That's why 4,000 were killed by the Sunnis, because we were fighting to ensconce this Shiite grouping in power. And it was the Sadrists, the Dawa Party, and Skiri were the three major pillars. And he's still a big kingmaker in the country to this day. But when David Petraeus turned and attacked him in 2007, they had this big fight down in Najaf and in eastern Baghdad, where, yes, 500 Americans were killed, and the Shiite Iraqis were using what were called EFPs. Instead of just an IED, an improvised explosive device, these were EFPs, the explosively formed penetrator. They had a copper core and a shaped charge that would cut right through armor and kill our guys. They're much more effective roadside bombs, homemade landmines essentially, but well-made. And the propaganda campaign was to just pretend that every single one of those bombs came from Iran and came from the Iranian Quds Force, and they were all given over to Muqtada al-Sadr to use against our guys. That was never true, and it was certainly never proven to be true because it wasn't true. And as I cite in the book, I got like 10 or 12 major sources who all talk about being embedded with American forces in Iraq War II, in those Shiite areas, and finding these machine shops and garages where these bombs were being made by local Iraqi Shiites. And we knew at the time, the great Gareth Porter and many other great reporters were on this story. Andrew Coburn was another. Many people were on this story. It was simply a conspiracy between Vice President Cheney, General David Petraeus, and Michael Gordon of the New York Times, the same guy who was the partner with Judith Miller on all the stories about Saddam seeking A-bomb parts and the rest. Same guy. He's now at the Wall Street Journal. And they were just lying.